and upsets. The Bellacino's Player of the Week, Taylor Justus, pays us a visit. Coach Keegan Bartley from Grundy will also visit with us tonight. Big Talk, VHSL playoff format. The top 5, find out who dropped out, who jumped in. Bluefield versus Richlands is our game of the week. Stump the Crig, all this and more tonight on After the Whistle. Fellas, welcome to the show, and another week has passed, and here we are again. How'd your all's week go?
Well, it went good, but until you said Keegan Bartley was here.
Oh, did I?
Bartley.
Keegan
Bartley. What I
Bartley.
said.
Lord have mercy. Already starting. You all right?
He put my glasses back on here. I see now, said the blind
Keegan
man.
Bartley.
Okay, sorry about that.
And he from Hayside?
Yes, he is, as a matter of fact. Yes, he is. Just a few days
I
ago.
thought he was Scotty. You think he was Scotty Boston?
I know who Scotty is. I used to work with Scotty. All right, we get that out of the way. Here we go. Before we do anything, though, we cover last week's games, and we had some pretty good games to cover. We're going to do our mentions. We'd like to thank all of our sponsors: Freedom Wireless, Bellacino's Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, coming soon to the Grundy Plaza, Buchanan General Hospital, and Buchanan Therapy Services. All right, fellas, we got a lot of games to cover, so let's get straight to it. Coach Krieger,
First game on the docket was Hidden Valley at Abingdon, and Hidden Valley comes out and crushes Abingdon's homecoming hopes of a win, 37-25. And I think we all went with the Falcons, and we all come away with the big L.
We didn't know anything about Hidden Valley, but
Yeah, we do now.
They're pretty good.
well, Abingdon evidently didn't play too bad. I mean, that's
37-25. Is that the score?
Shoot.
yeah.
37-25.
Yeah. All right, next game, Patrick Henry at John Battle, and I think we all picked Battle.
We did.
Again,
We
and
did.
Mark Palmer and the Rebels 43-24, making a statement to move up in this top 5.
First of all, I didn't pick Battle. I picked PH. And PH, listen to this. 63 offensive plays, 62 of them were runs for a total of 417 yards rushing.
So how many times they throw it?
Do the math on that. If they passed the ball one time, that's pretty impressive.
It is. It really is. I didn't think they could go into John Battle and have that kind of performance, but Mark Palmer's got the Rebels rolling, man.
And it looks like, guys, I was looking at their schedule, and on paper they should finish the season, looks like at 9-1, and that's going to put them right there to be a 1, 2, 3 seed. Well, not a 1, sorry, Chilhowie.
I'm going to say 3.
Well,
You
I
did
don't-
say 3.
I don't-
Oh, they got Gay
I don't
Lads.
know. I don't know if Galax will have enough.
Yeah.
I think Galax probably will finish 8-2, and that could have some impact.
Well, Patrick
Gay Lads
Henry's
is playing.
undefeated right now, and I
You gotta
feel
look at
like their loss will come against Chilhowie. I could be wrong, but
You got to look at the schedule Galax is playing on. They lost to Glenvar. I mean, they're going to get a lot of points. I think if they finish 8-2 and Patrick Henry finished 9-1, I still don't think it's enough.
did Galax
Nice
beat,
game.
did they play Radford?
They beat Radford. I can't remember the score.
See, that's AA points
Yeah,
too, so,
so-
yeah, you're right, it's somewhere 2 or 3.
John Battle got Central this week.
No.
No, they don't.
Abington's got Central. Lord.
Well, that's what I'm just quoting from the newspaper.
Well, yeah, that's that fake news. You post it all the time.
That's what it
so.
was, fake news. Sorry about that. Good
All
Lord
right,
about that.
the G-men at Central, Graham rose 44-10, but I think that Central scored first.
They did. They drove down the field and scored a field goal. They was up 3-0, and then about 30 seconds later, it was 14-3.
Okay.
So, but I mean, overall, man, like I said, Wise has got a bunch of freshmen playing, but at some point in time, they're not freshmen anymore. They've played 4 or 5 games. They've got to get better. They got to play more physical than they're playing. They just got to, like I said, they're young, but they got to get better in what they're
Well,
playing.
when you're 9th grade or 10th grade
Right.
playing against this senior-oriented Graham team, I mean, that's pretty tough. But like you said, you have to get better, and you're going to have, get tired of saying it week in and week
Yeah.
out.
I mean, they're playing who they are, man. They're a AA school. They're sitting there with 600-700 kids. They're playing schools the same
Same
size.
size, that's right.
They got to get better.
Next game on the docket, guys, the shock of the weekend. the shock of the weekend, Union at Gate City. Union beat Gate City 33-13. Big upset.
Huge upset.
Big upset.
The shocker
First
for
of all,
me,
that's not even right, man. That's not even right.
the shocker for me was the score, but I think it's probably more indicative of Union probably, getting some subs in, getting some kids some playing experience. In Gate City, in a lot of ways, that could be good for their kids down the line. Playing a team like Union and coming out there with a 20-point loss, where everybody's probably thinking they're going to lose by a lot more. And maybe it could have been worse. But what I'm saying is, I think it shows a lot of class and respect on the side of the Union coaching staff.
But who knows? They might not.
They might have played good.
They might have played
Well, from the
good.
reports that I read, that it was pretty much as I described.
You also read a report that John Battle was playing wise.
Well, yeah, that is true.
All right, next, Ridgeview at Lee. Ridgeview 49, Lee 7, and I think Atkins went out with a early injury is what I was told. I didn't see anything else on it. I don't know if he went back in the game, but they said he went out with an injury early.
I heard he's got a high ankle sprain, and I talked to some coaches over there this week that said they got a couple kids banged up, but they got to get healthy, and I think he was one of them. So
Yeah, and Sexton, they said had a great game. So once he went out, they didn't miss a beat. Sexton
right.
Well,
turned it on.
Atkins had 181 yards rushing, and 2 touchdowns, so that's pretty impressive.
Him, so
And that, you give a shout out here to, I think it's Carson Sykes, intercepted 3 passes for Ridgeview.
I think he's up for Player of the Week, Defensive Player of the Week in the Coalfield paper, or the Coalfield, I don't know, it's on the internet where you can go vote.
Is that
And,
fake news too?
No.
That's real.
No, that's real.
That's real.
That's real as it gets.
That's pretty impressive, 3 picks.
Next game, Richlands at William Byrd, undefeated William Byrd, 3-0. But now 3-1, Richlands wins 27-21, and a big win for the Big R.
That was a shocker to me. I think I know I went with William Byrd.
I went with the Big R.
You went with the Big R.
Because you told me last week that, man, it's don't care if you pick against him, he will still like you, but he did stand us up this week. I'm gonna throw that out there. Thank you, buddy.
Taylor Horn, Richlands, 7 receptions, 184 yards, 3 touchdowns.
From Whitewood.
Yeah, he's a former Whitewood boy. Yeah, that's where his parents and family grew up, over in Whitewood. Taylor, 7
Is he
receptions.
still living in Whitewood?
No, he's not still living. Right, he moved a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. Race Moore, 20 of 39, passing, 310 yards, 3 touchdowns. It's pretty impressive.
And to drive that far and be the
Guys, that's a
Yeah,
4A
big team.
school with
Absolutely.
double the enrollment. A team that got them pretty good last year. Like I said, this is a shocker. Richlands gets in the playoffs, they're gonna be a tough draw for somebody.
What's even more impressive is that after last week's defeat, they bounced back to get a win like this.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
and they're going to need a couple more of these to.
I bet they ran the wheel. I tried to text Coach Wade this week, but I didn't find out.
Well, I got to talk to him. I called and I forgot to ask him. They were just so happy that they won. They were on their way back, but big win for the Big R. That might get them rolling. Again, boys, you don't want to play Richlands in the playoffs.
No.
All right, you got Bluefield at Tazewell. Bluefield 60, Tazewell 17. I watched that. I watched about 5 minutes of that film with Coach Church, and every time we'd fast forward it, that's kicking an extra point. We missed the play, so I'm telling you, Bluefield's the real deal.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw.
Yeah, there was nothing that
They
Tazewell
just
could
got too
do.
many athletes, man. They're probably the best team in this area by far.
Well,
Oh,
yeah, as long as they come out of that game not beat up, the Tazewell kids.
Oh,
I wouldn't want.
Bluefield.
I wouldn't want.
They would.
I wouldn't want to play Tazewell next. And
Well,
Yeah,
I think the Rebels get that opportunity this week, and
I would play Tazewell at Bluefield. Hopefully they beat up.
that's if they did get beat up.
Yeah, well.
well, I watched it. They did. Well, no, I take that back. Defensively, they didn't touch nobody. So.
Oh well. Well, like I said, Bluefield's the real deal. They make anybody look bad.
All right. Next game, guys. Shocker. Craig County at Twin Valley. Craig County 34, Twin Valley 16, and I did not see that coming.
Me neither.
And I said they had lost 31 in a row, and I thought it'd be 32. And It did not happen. They won their first game at Twin Valley.
Yeah, I was there. Craig County is much better. They're much better than what people think they are. You know, they played 3 pretty decent opponents, and they had Nelson County, and just kind of lost it there at the end. And they played a tough Bland team, and they played Auburn. They got some good-looking kids, and I don't know, you know, if Twin Valley just took them for granted or what, but they were much better than what they thought they were coming into the game.
And Craig County is getting ready to win their second ball game
I
in
think
4 nights tonight.
Yeah, I think they will.
They play Montcalm.
Montcalm.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pick that one, Craig County over Montcalm.
I'll go with that.
I will also. I'll go with Craig County.
Next game, Hurley at Montcalm. Hurley 26, Montcalm 6. You know, you look at that score, I think they had, 2 touchdowns called back. I know of one. But you know, when you go down there, you're down 3 scores before you even go over.
Well, I know at halftime, I think the score was 12-6. But, you know, I think again, Hurley gets down there, has a turnover, coughs up the ball, gets a couple penalties. I think they got off to a slow start, but in the second half, I think they picked things up and kind of got things rolling a little bit. I don't know if they had a touchdown call back, but I know they did have some turnovers and stuff.
And Montcalm scored. I'm sure they scripted those plays. They scored on the first drive, and after that, they didn't even come close.
Man, it seems like every time we go to Montcalm, they score first. They really do. I don't know how many years we went there. It just seems like we gotta get woke up.
I'm usually not around. For
Yeah, when I was in
Yeah.
Twin Valley, Moore wouldn't know because he was just sitting on the bus.
I snuck up on top of the hillside and watched the rest of the game from up there. But I think they'll take care of that game as well.
All right, next game, Twin Springs at John I. Burton, Jimbo and the Raiders 50, Twin Springs 0.
Burton had a 50-0 lead at the half. Final score is 50-0. That enough said, I think.
And Twin Springs have been scoring some points.
244 to 58 advantage rushing. And consider the fact that one of those carries was 49 yards. So
Was that just in the first quarter?
Yeah. First it was. So Burton was all over Twin Springs. Things continue to be rough for first-year coach over there.
Yeah, and it looks like Jimbo's got them rolling. Next game, Rye Cove at Castlewood. Rye Cove 13, Castlewood 16. Rye Cove again, guys, had the lead, and then gave it up. And Coach Taylor gets his first win.
Was that their first win, Castlewood?
I think so.
Castlewood's 1-4. Rye Cove has not won a district game since October of 2013.
And that was a big chance for them right there. But you know, guys, I was talking to my dad, he was saying, well, Rye Cove, this and I said, guys, last year, the year before, the past 5 or 6 years, when you see a Rye Cove score 56, Rye Cove 2 or 6, Rye Cove 7, somebody 60. But now,
all right, Coach, what we got next?
we got East Side at Thomas Walker, where East Side come out 35 to 28 as the victorious winners, and that is Thomas Walker being down 21-0 and storming back to tie the game.
Right. You know, having watched Eastside earlier, I told you all guys, I thought they was one of the most explosive teams that I've seen as far as offensively. And for them, Thomas Walker to be down 21-0 and storm back 35-28, that's hats off to Mr. Nick Johnson, rallying those troops to come back and put up that fight. But good win for Eastside also.
Congratulations to Coach Rhodes, first win for Eastside as well.
And Drew Stanley, offensive coordinator.
Oh, really?
I think
Awesome.
Drew Stanley's the offensive coordinator there.
Jordan Radzik threw a 5-yard touchdown pass, and Nick Livingston with 5 seconds left in the game, so that just tells you how close it was. Thriller over there in the come.
Down by 21, guys. How many times have you seen it? People just lay down when you get down that much.
I think it's over.
All right, next game is the game of the week. Honaker at Grundy. We have Grundy 20, Honaker 0. And guys, talked to a few people and said it was a kind of a sloppy game, all game. Touchdowns getting called back, penalties every time you turn around. But Grundy comes out with a 20-0 victory, and I think Gabe rushed for 250 and 8 yards, another good game for him.
And if he didn't have the 86 yarder called back, he had 300 yards again. So.
Actually, two scores. One was a rushing, and one was a punt return or something.
Right.
Homeacre had a lot of turnovers that nullified several decent drives. They had Trevor Dye, 107 yards rushing for the Tigers. Grundy had 11 penalties, 115 yards. You can't do that. We're talking about Grundy getting in the playoffs.
What's that chant? You can't do that.
You can't do that. That's gonna come back and catch you later.
Homeacre was on if I'm not mistaken, they went on a 99-yard drive and turned it over inside of Grundy territory, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, now Grundy, the first score of the game was a 98-yard drive. Grundy scored 6-0 at halftime. So evidently Homeacre had a good game plan. I picked Homeacre, but I missed that one. Right. And what we got?
And that's all she wrote.
Well, we had, wanted to mention, the Holston game there. Holston Rural Retreat, Holston 33, Rural Retreat 14. Coach Patterson got the Gatorade bucket there.
Looks like another Emory graduates getting the program back going again.
They're looking good over there.
Emory born and Emory bred, and when we die, we'll be Emory dead. So rah rah for Emory and Henry, rah rah for Emory and Henry, rah rah for Emory, rah rah rah.
All right, Jimmy Hughes, Rural Retreat.
It's called Jamie Hughes, not Jimmy. He was my sweet mate there at college.
Okay, 0-4. He basically said.
But he's there. It's his first year, boys. Give him time.
Inconsistency and turnovers.
Give him time.
To plague,
Jimmy Hughes. Good job, Jimmy.
Jamie. I can't read without
It's
my glasses.
Jamie Hughes.
Well, I've got Jimmy right. I'm ready to write.
Well, his name's Jamie. Sorry, Jamie.
We
know you're gonna turn that around up there.
All right. And Chilhowie beat Northwood for 59-9.
Gosh, that's
52-0 lead at the half, by the way, for the Warriors there. Of course, that's a big county game, and so Chilhowie has swept Smith County. Apparently, they've got at least that one taken care of this year. All right, this time each week we have our Big Talk segment, and the Big Talk segment is brought to you by the Wooden Horse Grill. Wooden Horse Grill is located in Hurley, Virginia, open Sunday through Thursday 11 to 9, open Friday and Saturday 11 to 10. The Wooden Horse Grill has home cooked meals, smoked grilled steaks, ribs, a lot of stuff like that, especially on the weekends, and they're open late after ball games, and you can swing by there. They got food good enough to make your tongue want to slap your brains out. Brian Davis can really cook. If you haven't been over there to eat some of that grub,
we need to find out if they get their meat at the IGA.
Well, it's right straight across the street, so it's a good possibility. But the Wooden Horse Grill sponsors our Big Talk segment, and tonight the Big Talk segment is the VHSL playoff format, and right currently 8 teams are get into playoffs. Is that too many? Is that not enough? A few years back we had 16 teams making the playoffs, which considerably watered it down. And you get into the first round games are just total routs and blowouts. What do you guys think about that? Was in the playoffs so often as a coach that this is something that really concerns me.
Depends on what kind of schedule you play.
Yeah, okay.
That don't matter, boys. It's too many. The top 4. Why?
You think 8's too many?
Every game should matter. Every game should matter, and with 8 teams, every game don't matter.
Okay, with your
every game matters. Can we hashtag that?
Yes.
Hashtag every game matters.
Right.
So with you saying 4 teams get in, Richlands is probably going to be a 5 to 8 seed. You saying they're not deserving?
No, they don't. They shouldn't get in. But my thing is, Richlands wouldn't have this schedule if 4 teams make it. They would play teams. I'm not saying that they wouldn't, or they.
They probably wouldn't load it up.
They wouldn't load it up. They would play William Byrd and a Blacksburg instead of Bluefield and everybody else. But they're getting ready. They know they're going to make the playoffs.
Right.
They're going to be one of the 8 teams because of their schedule. If they only took 4 teams, then the schedule would be a little bit different.
Well,
I feel like.
I think they got it right with 8 this time. 16 was way too many. 8. You look at Jai Burton last year. Where was they seated? 7. They 7
Yeah, they were 7.
They come into Grundy. They upset Grundy, and end up playing for the region championship at a 7 seed. So, I think there's.
But again, you got this many people going, and these schedules some of these teams are playing are putting them at a 4 and a 3 that don't deserve to be a 4 and a 3.
Then they're usually getting beat by those 7 and 8 seeds. So,
But like I said, all of it will.
Well, in the end, the schedule will prove itself,
Yeah.
and that's for these 8 teams. Richlands is hoping that the schedule will prove them to be playoff ready. There was a time though, only 4 teams got in, and it was a very special
Well, when we
thing.
played, that's right,
Very
that's
special
what,
thing to get in the
that's
playoffs.
what I'm saying, when you made the playoffs, it was tough, but like you say, you have a 7 seed beating a 4, I agree with that, I mean, that does show for some upsets, but.
Well, the simple, it's never gonna be lower than 8. The only
No.
way he'll ever go lower than 8 is if there's only 8 teams. All right, and then I would bet they'll put all 8 of them in if that's what happens. Because when it comes down to the VHSL,
They
looking
need
at
that
this,
money.
they gotta have money. And contrary to what a lot of people think, they do not kill it when it comes to the
Playoffs. That's right.
finances of playoffs. They do not do very well.
Guys, and you got some or districts or conferences that's really weaker than the other conferences.
Oh, yeah, the number
And that-
one in one conference may not even
Yeah.
be able to compete with the last place team in another.
Exactly, so, I mean,
I agree, I mean, like I said, 8's fine, but Coach Moore said it best, 4, when you get there, you're like, gosh,
You've done
we
something.
made it,
Yeah, you've
we
done
made it.
something. So, you know, but those days are over with, and that's just not gonna happen, and I think 8, in my personal opinion, I think 8's the best number. What do y'all think?
I think 8, I'm gonna go with 8.
I'm going with 4.
Well, we're pretty we're gonna go for 4, we're gonna bust the system here.
Going with 4.
All right, well.
Oh, guys, we forgot a score on here from last week.
Which one?
This Old Dominion 49, Virginia Tech 35. Shoot, how about that one, boys?
Yeah, all right, on to the next one. Yeah, what about that? Well, I could have we all could have predicted that.
No,
didn't know-
we could, no,
Yeah,
we
no,
couldn't.
wait a minute, no.
There's nobody predicted except that guy that put 1,000 on the money line.
But what I'm saying is, I ain't gonna say predict that particular game, but if you know anything about Tech, they're gonna blow one of these games every year.
They're gonna lose to
I thought-
ECU,
I
JMU.
thought Fuente would be the one to change that, but.
We're still playing Baylor ball. All right, but yeah, that's what I ain't gonna say I would pick that very game. If they had pulled
But
up
guys,
on the
did
schedule.
you, I just wanna make this comment, we'll go on. Did you see those receivers at Old Dominion? Why are they, I mean, UVA sitting there with 6'1", 135 pounds. Old Dominion's receivers is 6'4", 240.
Huge.
And then
Somebody's not
at
doing
Tech,
their homework.
I know, that's right. Then the quarterback that Old Dominion put in looked better than UVA's and Tech's.
Well, I listened to Bud Foster today on, some show he was on, he was praising Old Dominion's quarterback.
Yeah, it was crazy. He was putting it on the money.
You don't see too many people shred the.
I think he transferred from Emory to ODU.
Probably did, yeah, I'd say he was. Yeah. All right, folks, each week we recognize our Bellacino's Player of the Week. Our Player of the Week is brought to you by Bellacino's Pizza and Grinders. Folks, if you haven't been to Bellacino's in a while, you need to check it out. They've added 11 new big screen TVs. Come on down, enjoy a pizza grinder while you catch up, watch your favorite team on the big screen. Bellacino's will be staying open until 10 p.m. on Fridays. 11, oh, they moved it back to 11, they're getting later every day. 11 on Fridays, so after watching your favorite team swing on by, that actually gives you more time to get by here. Talk about the game, have some fun, enjoy some late night food with friends. Bellacino's would like to wish all of our local teams best of luck this year. All right, well, this week, our Bellacino's Player of the Week is from Hurley High School, and it's Mr. Taylor Justus, and at this time, we'd like to welcome Taylor to the program.
Congratulations, sir.
Congratulations, Taylor.
Thank you.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
All right, guys, this week's Player of the Week, we had a lot of worthy players out there that, you know, it's something that's hard to do every week is pick these guys. And, you know, you had a couple of kids at Grundy, you had Gabe Pfizer with another 200-plus game, Tristan Justus had a great game. You had a couple kids at Hurley had a great game. John Matt Justus ran the ball well. You had Jacob McClanahan over at middle linebacker, had 12 tackles at Hurley. But this week, Taylor Justus, offensively, he had 3 receptions for 89 yards and 1 touchdown. Defensively, he had 8 tackles, 2 sacks, and 1 fumble recovery. So he had a really good defensive game and a really good offensive game. And guys, that kind of weighs in heavily. And this guy here, I want to talk about him a little bit. I coached him the past 3 seasons, and believe me, he's come a long way. He's been on some good football teams, and I don't think nobody's really rode him harder than I have. And but he's actually, and he's a gamer, guys. He takes coaching well, and whatever you got to say to him, he's a yes sir, no sir guy, and this year he stepped up and been a leader for us, and we're happy to give him this Bellacino's Player of the Week this week. And Taylor, just talk a little bit about the game and kind of take us through it and kind of what happened. I know y'all got off to a slow start. I think it was a 12-6 halftime game, and talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, we came out at the beginning, and Montcalm's made the first score. They drove the ball down the field on us, but I believe after that first series, we really woke up. Lyman started blocking good. Chad was throwing the ball well. The backs was running hard, and everybody just kind of gelled together and woke up, picked up the pace, and we all ended up having a real good game.
Right, and with y'all, with Hurley, y'all are a dominant running team. Y'all run the football more than you throw the football, and I noticed, when they start crowding the box, I noticed this year you've had a couple big catches and big touchdowns, and that just leaves you open. And talk about that, and threat that you are when they start crowding the box on you guys. But you know that anytime a team that that runs the football like you guys do, you're gonna see 8, 9, 10 men in the box,
and you're gonna get minimum touches. So when you throw it 3 or 4 times a game, and the pressure's on you to catch those.
Yeah, I believe everybody expects Hurley to run the ball more. That's how we've been in the past few years. So everybody relies and plans all week on us to run the ball. And the past few years, we've always had the ability to throw it, but we've always relied on the run. It's worked out for us. So I believe that's.
Well, this week, I know it's supposed to rain, and it's rained all week, but I feel like this week will be a good chance. I think you'll be able to. Tazewell's going to put them all up there. I watched film with Coach Church, and you're going to get you 2 or 3 opportunities to make some big plays, and you come down with the ball. I think that's going to be a big key part of the game this week against Tazewell, is those 4 or 5 pass plays that you're going to get.
Yeah, the opportunity to be there. We just got to capitalize on it and hope for the best.
We can talk about your stats and recognizing, you catching the ball and doing really well there. And know you're an offensive-minded player, plus you're a pretty good basketball player. But defensively, you got pretty daggone good numbers. A lot of people, I think, some people listen to the show or whatever, not familiar with things in, our area. You got a small school. You got pretty decent numbers over there in Hurley, actually, but you got a lot of kids that play both ways. It's hard to stand out on both sides of the ball. It looks like you're doing pretty well defensively as well. Tell us a little bit about what coaches got you doing and the way you approach the game defensively. Because how's it? You got that finesse thing, passing and blocking, and then you got to turn it up a couple of degrees when you play defense.
I've played a few different defensive positions this year. I've been at linebacker. I've been at a rover where I've been having to defend the pass, and then I've been at defensive end.
He's been everywhere, man. I'm not gonna lie.
And I really feel the most at home at defensive end. I feel that's where I've played the past 4 years as my primary position on defense, and I just feel the most comfortable there, and I know what I'm doing, and I'm pretty happy at defensive end. But I'm willing to do anything.
That says a lot about character, because I know a lot of players. I'm this or I'm that, and they don't want to be moved around.
Yeah.
And when you don't get no lip from a player, they just do whatever you ask them. I know coaches really appreciate that.
Taylor, I've worked with him in the past, that he's a pretty intelligent player, and he understands the game. He knows how to block. He knows what we expect of him, and he's really vital in Hurley's running game also. And he was vital in our running game the past 3 seasons, and the blocking that he does at tight end, he understands the blocking schemes. He knows what to do. And his physicality's got a lot better, over the past years. And he is an overall contributor, man. And just couldn't ask for a better leader than what they got right now. And Taylor, last question here I got for you. Just talk about what you got. I know you guys got to. You're sitting at 3-2. Y'all sitting at 3-2 right now. What do y'all got to do down the stretch to? You got 3 important games coming up. You got Tazewell, Grundy, Homemaker, and you're trying to crack into that first-round playoff game. What do you guys got to do to do that?
Yeah, we've got 3 really important games coming up, and the three main things we gotta do is we've gotta cut down on the turnovers, we gotta stop fumbling the ball, we gotta stop getting the unnecessary penalties, the offsides on the line and leaning and everything, and, we just gotta come together and, display discipline.
Stay ahead of the sticks, right?
That's the
Gotta
thing, I
Stay ahead
mean,
of the sticks.
play turnover free, guys, and I think, it's gonna be some good things for the Rebels in the next couple of weeks.
Well, Taylor, it's a pleasure having you on, man. Congratulations
I
on being our
appreciate it.
Bellacino's Player of the Week.
I appreciate
Thank
it
you very
very
much,
much.
buddy.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right, folks, this time we'd like to do, recognize all of our sponsors, and we've got, like I said, quite a few of them. And every week this time, we like to give them a shout out. If I can dig them up here we go. Freedom Wireless, Bellacino's Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, Buchanan General Hospital, and Buchanan Therapy Services are all proud sponsors of After the Whistle. All right, this time each week we go to our Coach's Corner, and Coach's Corner is brought to you by Grundy Auto Sales. Affordable, dependable, reliable. All three of those words are associated with Grundy Auto Sales. If you're in the market for a dependable used car or truck, or if you need a tune-up around the tires, some repair work, anything like that, stop by and see the folks at Grundy Auto Sales. They have a wide selection of affordable, dependable, and reliable vehicles. Grundy Auto Sales owned by Tim and Tammy Nichols, and they'd like to wish all the Buchanan County teams best of luck this year, and they pray that all the players have a safe and blessed football season. All right, this week, and I'll get it right this time. This week, we would like to welcome to the Coach's Corner, sponsored by Grundy Auto Sales, our guest coach, Keegan Bartley.
Hello.
Coach,
Here.
appreciate you.
What's up, man?
Glad to be here.
I'm upset at him a little bit. He left me. He left me over at Hurley this year. We used to team teach Algebra 1 together.
You taught algebra. In other words,
Yeah.
you taught it.
That's why he misses it.
Yeah, I'd say, yeah, algebra. Wow, power, no, it's not power square, it's power round,
Whatever you want to
whatever you want to call it, all right. All right, you got anything for Coach there?
All right, Mr. Bartley, y'all sitting here right now, y'all just come off of a big district win at, playing Homeacre at your home place. Talk a little bit about that win.
Well, it's like y'all mentioned earlier, we had a lot of penalties, you know, they were true, they were forced on our part. It's something we gotta clean up, but, you know, it was a close game. It was 6-0 till the fourth quarter, so, I think it says a lot about our team being able to overcome those penalties, and come crunch time, we finally got a groove and was able to put 2 more scores up on the board and left a stamp that we're ready to compete in the BDD again this year.
Well, Homeacre's a tough place to play. You go in there and you're in a tight game.
Well, they played at Grundy,
I mean,
so.
I'm sorry. I
Lord
didn't mean
gosh.
that place, I meant team. Homeacre's got a tough, they're a tough team to play. They got a strong tradition in the BDD. You're playing them, knowing that, you know, year in and year out, they're the team. We talked to Coach Plymouth about this, and then for years it was Hayside, and Hurley stepped in, and now here you guys are banging heads with them, knowing that this game could very well be the game that could determine who wins the district. What kind of resiliency, what goes on at halftime when it's 6-0 in a tight game like that?
I mean, Honecker was an excellent team, great team. Di's a good kid, but as far as halftime goes, it's more just clean up our act. We know what kind of team we are. We know the team, what kind of game we're capable of playing this year. So it was more just, let's clean this up, let's work on this, and we'll be in good shape when it comes time to blow that final whistle.
Even after all the penalties and everything, you should have been up 28 or 24, whatever, 20-something to nothing at halftime. I mean, it was 6-0, but the score, you had those penalties, you were getting yardage. Gabe was, I mean, he was gashing them through there and getting to the end zone, made a punt return that got called back. Like you said, the penalties cleaned up, the game's not even close.
That's true.
But like you said, you all did the penalties, so, I mean, that's part of the game.
And if you take those penalties away, you know, it was 3 touchdowns called back, and the main thing of those was Jakey McCoy had one of the best plays I'd ever seen when we had the bad punt snap, and he took it 96, 97 yards. That was called back, and that's just in itself is a momentum changer that helped them stay with us as well.
What do you got, the guys got to do? I know that, last year y'all made the first round, you got upset by Jab Burton. From here on out, what do you guys got to do to advance to that next round, to make the playoff and advance to that next round?
I still think we need a playmaker, to step up. Homeacre could be that team that was like Burton last year. That's the team you don't want to play again, So, we need to find somebody, McNutt, one of the best athletes I've ever seen at Grundy. Somebody's got to, and it doesn't have to be one person, it can be multiple
Somebody's got to be a
people.
compliment.
Yeah, somebody's got
to
more than one may have to step up and be just another playmaker alongside Pfizer, whether it's Endicott throwing, run, because he's a great athlete. Sage King, Jakey McCoy. We've got some talent, and it's just time for us to put it all together.
Yeah, because down the road when you see the Nortons, the Chilhowys, the Patrick Henrys, you're gonna have, like you said, you're gonna have to have another complement to Pfizer, and Pfizer probably still can have 200 yards, but they might need more against Chilhowy.
Right.
Or a team.
Well, last year, like you said, McNutt and Gabe both rushed, both over 1,000 yards, played awesome, didn't get to the playoffs, and they only didn't even have 100 yards. So that's what, I agree with what you're saying about having that other option, and Derek and Jakey could be that guy. And sometimes you might not even have to put Jakey back there in the backfield, get him the ball somehow, on a jet or on a pitch or something, get him out in the open, and that might help, the way I feel, give Gabe a rest, and that's a playmaker.
Take a lot of attention away from him.
Yeah, it'll spread the field more too, if Jakey's coming in motion, well, hey, we gotta honor this guy
That's
now
right.
because he's ran 20, 30 yards this last play, so that opens up in between tackles for Pfizer.
Got anything else? Coach wants you to sit around with us the rest of the show here, and chime in and give us some insight, and
Yeah, we're gonna make you pick some
we're
games.
gonna make you pick some
I'd be
games here
honored.
tonight. But we appreciate you coming by and being with us. At this time, it's the time every show that everybody everywhere is waiting for. This is the time that we Stump the Crig, and Stump the Crig is brought to you by CarQuest Auto Parts in Hurley, Virginia. CarQuest Auto Parts is located in Hurley, open Monday through Friday, 9 to 6, open Saturday, 9 to 12. CarQuest Auto Parts, see them for all your auto parts needs. They pretty much got anything you need over there. So swing by and see those folks. Tell them you heard about us here on the show. All right, folks. Each week at this time, we attempt to reach deep into the mind of Coach Krieger and extrapolate some of the wisdom by asking him some questions that would normally stump the average man. I have some questions here that have been hermetically sealed in an envelope. They have been inside a bank vault under guard for the last 24 hours and was delivered just a few minutes ago by an armored truck. And they have now been delivered. He has not seen these questions, nor has he had an opportunity to prepare for them. But then again, he doesn't need to. But here we're going to attempt to stump the Crig with our first question. All right. Our first question this evening for the Crig is, if you put instant coffee in a microwave oven, would you go back in time?
I don't even get it, so.
You don't get it.
No.
All right, now here's the premise behind it. It's instant coffee is, if you fix
It's
instant,
instant.
it's instant.
It's
And
fixed.
a microwave is faster. You speed things up if you put it in the microwave. So if it would be faster than instant if you put it in the microwave. So would that cause you to go back in time?
Well, I might go back forward. It might be the next day, if it's already fixed.
If it's
And
instant,
then
He's gonna go
and
in
they
the future.
speed it up.
how fast is instant?
It's fast.
Okay, if a microwave oven is
Faster.
Faster than instant.
Faster than instant.
so you would
Well, that's fast.
You'd go back in time.
Well, I guess, that's
So what do you think? Forward or back in time?
forward.
You think you'll go forward in time?
Yeah, I think it's so fast that you're already 2 days ahead.
Okay, all right, got that. 2 days ahead, all right. Here's our next question.
Is he stumped?
No, he didn't get stumped on that.
No,
I'm dumber than hell before I came in here. All right, the next question. If a baby's leg pops out at 11:59 p.m., but his head doesn't come out to 12:01, which day was he born on?
Yeah, that's
Yesterday or
easy.
today?
Your birthday is not until them 2 feet hit the ground like the NFL rule. When both feet hit the ground, you were born.
So both feet.
Both feet has to be out, your whole body has to be out, and that's your birthday.
Not a 1 foot rule.
Not 1 foot, not a head, or nothing. You've gotta be out, and
You gotta drag your toes if you got whatever you gotta do.
you gotta drag
get
that
in.
right foot or left
Okay.
foot to get both feet in.
All right, well,
That's
that's,
a good answer.
that's a pretty
That's
darn good
good.
answer. I never, see, I wouldn't have thought of that, neither would you, but he would.
That's right.
That's why we ask these questions. So that's your final answer.
The
Both
next
feet.
day, yeah, the 12:01, it would be 12:01, it would be the next day. If it was 11:59, December 26th, that baby would be born on the 27th if it didn't come out, the whole body come out.
Well, not just the head. That's
Nope.
what it asked.
No, the head don't count. You have to have your whole body
And have
out
both
before
feet
you
in.
have a birthday.
Both feet in
Yeah.
bounds.
Your birthday ain't that at 11:59. If that's the case, I mean, like I said, boys,
Stop. Son of a,
What happened?
how long's that been off?
who knows? All right, folks, welcome back to the show. We apologize, we had some technical difficulties there.
No, we didn't have no
We-
batteries
We didn't have no batteries.
for the second week.
And that is a technical difficulty. The batteries don't work. It's a technical difficulty, but we've got the batteries
We
back.
need a
in.
couple more sponsors to buy some batteries. Anybody out there, give us some batteries.
Well, I did swing by the Ridgeview Deli Mart and asked them for donations since we plugged the wolf cream last week, but
Turned you down.
they turned me down. Yeah.
Well,
Oh well.
we
All
won't
right.
pick Ridgeview no
We
more.
were. I went by and drank some wolf cream this week.
Yeah, we will. They play Gate City this week.
Stopped in and seen Coach Mullins, spoke to him for a few minutes and then got on the way there. All right, so we failed to stump the Crig, so up next we have,
If it's on there.
if it's on there, is the Hurley, Dotson's IGA Top 5. Stop by and check out Dotson's IGA Express in Hurley Square. Dotson's IGA is known for its fresh meat department. They take special orders and will even prepare it to suit your taste. Contact them for the best steaks in town. They sell a wide variety of trays. If you need a sandwich tray, meat tray, cheese tray, fruit tray, they've got it all. Stop by and check them out. Dotson IGA Express, hometown proud, Dotson's IGA.
And you guys, he ain't lying. There's one thing you can't do, and that's beat IGA's meat.
All
So,
right, you heard it from the man himself. All right, this week, coach, from the Mountain West, BDD, Hogo, Southwest District, Cumberland, Mountain 7. We've got our 1A top 5, and we'll let Coach Tester take care of that for us.
All right, number 5, I don't think we had much of a change this week. We got number 5, we got J.I. Burton coming in at number 5. I think they had a big win over Twin Springs, which still doesn't change anything. Number 4, we got the Grundy Golden Wave coming in at number 4, had a big win over Homeacre this week, 20-0. At number 3, we got Patrick Henry, Mark Palmer's Rebels, big win at John Battle this week.
big win.
Number 2, we got Galax, and number 1, we still got Chilhowie sitting at the top. Be the man, you gotta beat the man.
1 and 2 been anchored in
So
those
1 and
two
2's
spots.
been anchored in every week, so.
All right, recap one more time. 1A.
Number 5, we got John I. Burton, number 4, Grundy, number 3, Patrick Henry, number 2, Galax, and number 1, Chilhowie.
All right, let's take a look at 2A here and see what we got. Any shakeup or changes in 2A this week?
Not really, don't think we had a change up. I think, number 5, we still got, at number 5, we got Virginia High coming in at number 5, which, we'll see what they're made of this week when they take on the top 1A team in Chilhowie. So,
Coach Christian, the boys got their
yeah,
work cut out for them.
that'll be a good one. Number 4, we got Graham, the Graham G-Men coming in at number 4, had their way with Wise this week. Number 3, we got the Richlands Blue Tornadoes who come up with a big win against a 4A school in Williamsburg.
Couple more wins like that, they could never know.
Yeah, that was some big points for them there. Number 2, we got the Union Bears still coming in at number 2, and number 1, we still have the Ridgeview Wolfpack.
Wolfpack. All right, recap 2A one more time, starting number 5.
Number 5, Virginia High. Number 4, Graham. Number 3, Richlands. Number 2, Union. And number 1, Ridgeview.
All right, that's our IGA top 5. All right, we're looking pretty good here on our time. All right, Coach Krieger, we're going to cover this week's games, and this week's games brought to you by Buchanan General Hospital. We're going to preview and discuss them real quick. Celebrating 40 years of service for Buchanan County, Buchanan General Hospital strives to provide comprehensive health care services to everyone with a caring, competent staff. dedicated to meeting the community's needs for safe and efficient quality health care right here in Buchanan County. The hospital provides quality care at a very reasonable cost. That phone number is 276-935-1000, Buchanan General Hospital. All right, Coach Crig, start at the top and run us down.
All right, first game on the board here is Abingdon at Wise Central, guys. Again, we're staying Central's young, playing decent ball, scoring some points, throwing the ball pretty well. But Abingdon's proven, beating some tough teams. I'm going to go with Abingdon on this one to beat Central.
I think Abingdon will take care of business.
I agree with you. I think Abingdon's gonna take this one. I think that, Abingdon has just got too much talent for Wise, and Wise and those young freshmen, so I'm going with Abingdon.
Next game on the list, Princeton at Graham. I don't know much about Princeton, but I'm going with Snake Palmer and the G-Men. They're still rolling, playing some pretty good football.
G-Men.
G-Man.
Bluefield at the Big R, Richlands.
Answer game of the week, we'll come back to that.
Oh, it is. It is. You're right. That's good. I don't have to
Have a
pick
rough
yet.
weekend, Coach.
I didn't have to pick that
Rough
one
weekend.
yet. I didn't have to pick that one. Guys, next game. Ridgeview at Gate City. Ridgeview.
Ridgeview, yeah.
Ridgeview.
Yeah, I'm gonna Ridgeview and a squeaker here. Now, I think Ridgeview's just got way too much. Gate City, growing pains continue for Blue Devils.
Well, Coach Tester said they're on the verge.
Well, they're getting better slowly.
You're saying
slowly.
you're saying this week could be.
No. Slowly but surely. They might score twice on Ridgeview
Matt,
What's in your cup?
when they sub.
What's in your cup?
what's in your wallet?
I know what's in. I got Ridgeview Kool-Aid in my cup.
The Kool-Aid of Ridgeview is in mine, definitely.
He don't even have a cup. He don't even have a cup.
I got the shirt on. I got the
Okay,
Wolfpack
all right.
colors on this week.
I still question.
Next game, Union at Morristown West, Tennessee. Guys, like I said, it's one of them Sullivan schools, and like Morristown, West. One of them's
West.
bad up there.
I think they're a big 5A school,
West.
Morristown.
Well, I'm going with Union, Bears, because I know zero about
The Bears.
Morristown West.
I'm going with the Bears.
I agree with you. I go with Union on this one.
All right, next game, Marion at Lebanon. Guys, just
Marion.
growing pains, Marion.
Scarlet Hurricane.
Going with Marion. Next game, guys, big game at the Cliff. Tazewell at Hurley. And guys, I've watched it with Coach Church on film, and I know the speed that Tazewell has. But I got a feeling deep down they ain't gonna be too fast Friday, so I'm going with the Rebels.
I have a feeling that the field conditions may play a role in this game.
Those field conditions are great.
Are they great?
It's part of football.
No, hey, field conditions are awesome over there right now. I mean, so no excuse.
Oh, good.
No excuses. Field conditions are great. So, but having said that, I think Hurley's defense has been playing really good.
They have been playing good. They've been playing good every
Well,
game.
if you take away those fumble recoveries back for touchdowns, Hurley's only give up probably 6 to no more than 8 points a ball
You
game.
take the Pike Central game out of the picture, and even there was
I
some
did.
there that probably, but you take, like I said, 6 points somewhere.
But even with Pike Central, didn't they run a fumble back or run? The
They run a
defense
punt
didn't give
back.
up. Yeah, they
Yeah.
run a punt. So
But-
defensively, it's been pretty tough.
Hurley's defense, I think, can keep them in check, but I know they're very explosive on offense, Tazewell is, but their defense is suspect. So hopefully their defense being suspect can give Hurley a little leeway there, and they can
Their
control the ball.
defense is missing.
Control the ball and
Bluefield's still trying to find them. Boys, I'm telling you.
Man, you're gonna give them some locker room material there. So, but anyway,
Well, is this the first time, to your knowledge,
That
that
Tazewell's-
Tazewell's traveled to the Clift?
in my knowledge, yes.
Huh?
In my knowledge.
I don't think they've ever been to the Clift.
I don't either. But you all did misspell that over. Beefy said y'all left the T off of it,
Tee off the Clift.
off the cliff.
Yeah,
But I'm gonna go with the Rebels.
I'm going
on
with
this
the
one. I
Rebels,
think their
Bulls. I'm
defense-
telling you.
I think their defense is gonna hold up. I think you're gonna see them limit
Well, I think the offense is gonna keep the ball from Tasman.
Well,
That's the key. You
That's
go on an
right.
8-minute drive and they don't have the ball, boys, that speed don't hurt you when you don't have it.
But,
I'm
enough
gonna
said,
go Hurley too, and for that very reason, I think they're gonna be able to control the clock.
Hurley's gotta hold on to the ball and stay ahead of the sticks, point blank.
That's right.
to win
No
that game.
penalties.
No penalties.
No penalties, hold on to the ball, and I think they come out victorious. Next game, Royal Retreat at Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry.
Patrick Henry's
Patrick
rolling.
Henry.
I mean, Jimmy Hughes up our Royal Retreat. Sorry, Jamie, I'm trying to teach them some ethic down here, but they didn't go to Emory with us.
Yeah.
So
Patrick Henry's gonna be 9-1 this year.
that's what I feel like. I feel like they're gonna be 9-1, lose, and their loss is gonna be to Chiag.
Hey, Coach, what do you think about that game?
Patrick Henry, that's, and, we'll go back to the Hurley Tazewell game, that's a game that we gotta keep an eye on this week too, so it's gonna be a good game. I think it'll be high scoring, I disagree with you, I think it's gonna be high scoring, I do.
90% chance of rain.
High scoring is not in Hurley's favor.
Well, when we talked about that, the high scoring.
No, that's what I said. They gotta control the ball. They gotta go on an 8-minute, 7-minute drive and put the ball in with no penalties. And the big thing that Coach Church has been working on that I've seen, being down there with him at school, is he's gotta start executing these 2-point conversions. He's leaving too many points when you score. You score 3 times and you miss 3 2-point conversions. Let's see, 3 times. That's 6 points. That is 6 points, boys.
6 points.
6. I mean,
You talking about those 2-point conversions, they should be 3-1 right now. I think they lost the game 14-12.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's exactly
Or,
right.
you know.
Boys, it's key, and he's working on that, and I feel like Keegan said, it's gonna be a good game, and a lot of eyes is gonna be on this game. Even though we wasn't talking about that, Keegan, I don't even know where we're at now.
Right after Patrick Henry.
All right.
That's somebody.
All right, Twin Valley at Grundy, guys.
Grundy.
Twin Valley coming off that bad loss last week, and it's injuries has plagued them a little bit, but Grundy and Visor are gonna be
I mean, hats off to Twin
Too
Valley,
much.
boys. 3-1.
3-1, 3-2 now, great.
They're still all right.
That's
I mean,
right,
but just not enough for Grundy. Just not enough.
No matter what the field is.
Yeah.
And Grundy's field's gonna be awful if it rains all week.
Yeah, that's gonna be tough.
All right, next game, John I. Burton at Eastside. I'm going with Jimbo and the Raiders, guys. He's just been around too long. He don't matter what he has, he's gonna play a game close.
Jimbo, I gotta give him that.
As impressed as I am with Eastside and their offense, I think Jimbo will come up with something to limit their points. And they impressed me by holding lead. I think 2 weeks ago.
7 or
To I think 13 points or
13,
something like
yeah.
that. So I think they're going to pull this one off. I think J.I. Burton's going to get Eastside.
all right, next game, Northwood at Castlewood. I think Coach Taylor now gets their 2nd win of the year and has no problem with Northwood.
I think Castlewood's defense just be more than Northwood can handle.
I think the same. I think Northwood's got too many starters out right now. They can't compete with Castlewood. Right
They're playing a lot of young kids, and some that's never played before. I was talking with a coach that had talked with their head coach. Next game, Virginia High at Chilhowie. I'm going with Chilhowie at home. Big. I'm talking big. I'm saying 48-12. Absolutely. I'm
gonna
right.
agree with you on Chilhowie, but Virginia High got some good-looking kids, man. But
48-12.
I'm gonna go with Chilhowie by 2 scores, 28-14.
I'll go with Chilhowie. I'm gonna go right in the middle. I don't think it's gonna be as bad as you say it is. I don't think it's gonna be as close as you think it will be. Now, I think by the end of the 3rd quarter, it'll be well in hand. Chilhowie.
I think Chilhowie's going out physical. I mean, I just think Chilhowie's defense is pretty physical. Pretty
Big
good.
statement game for Chilhowie.
Yeah.
This is a big game. Next game, Honaker at George Wythe. I'm going with Coach Hubbard and Coach Coleman. They played a good game last week against Grundy. Bunch of turnovers. They can't have those turnovers if they're going to win, but I feel like they'll clean that up. And Honaker beats George Wythe at Wythe.
I think Honaker get them. This is a big game anymore for those two teams. GW got Honaker in the state finals there a few years back, and every time they meet, it's kind of turned into a pretty good rivalry game for them. So I think Old Hickory will take it.
Man, I hope Old Hickory can go over and pull this off, but it being at George Wythe, I'm gonna go with George Wythe in a close one. I'm talking about a 12-8 ball game, George Wythe.
All right, that brings us to the game of the week.
Game of the week brought to you by Freedom Wireless.
Gosh, baby.
Freedom
That
Wireless.
man's still on
game
that
of the
roof.
week. Yeah, Bluefield versus Richlands.
That man's still
Hey,
falling.
imagine a man falling helplessly through the sky. Now imagine that man lands on top of your house. Well, that man's a lot like your cell phone bill. He's through the roof. We don't fix roofs, we repair cell phones, and we have some pretty good cell phone plans at Freedom Wireless. So stop by and check out the folks at the Anchor Shopping Center in Van Sant, or visit them online at gofreedomwireless.com, or you can reach them at 276-244-1407, and save about 60% on your cell phone bill. Nationwide coverage, Freedom Wireless. All right, fellas, we've got about 2.5, 3 minutes left here. Game of the week, Bluefield, Richlands. What's your take on it real quick?
Bluefield, guys.
Oh, you said Bluefield?
Yeah,
Bluefield.
boys, we've already
Coach
talked
Vance.
about it.
I hope Vance don't hear that.
Oh,
I hope, hey, Coach Mance, Coach Davis, I hope y'all prove me wrong, but I'm going with the Beavers.
I thought you was gonna catch the bus with them, Bluefield.
No, can't help them, our boys. I helped them. I pulled them through last week. I can't pull them through this week.
I'm gonna go Bluefield. I think they're gonna, I don't see anything stopping Bluefield. What I've read and what I'm aware of, even in West Virginia, I think Bluefield's gonna win out this season. And, it's gonna be a very tough opponent for Richlands. But I think Richlands is a big game for them. I just don't think they've got enough weapons.
I agree. I'm going with Bluefield, but I think Coach Mance goes up there in the first half and plays them really tough, and I think Bluefield wins by 3 touchdowns.
What do you think about that one, Coach?
I think Bluefield, but I do think it's gonna be a closer game than what people
No,
think.
it ain't.
I'm gonna say 10 or less.
No, I'm gonna say probably 35-10, 40-10.
Close in the first half, Bluefield eases away in the second half.
The war of attrition will start taking effect later as the game goes.
Too many, what's that
Too
called?
many-
Jimmys and Joes.
Yeah, too many
Too many
Jimmys and
and
Joes. The
Joes.
X-Knows will keep them in the game maybe for a half.
Yeah.
But ODU did beat Tech. Coach Mance, Coach Davis.
All right. Once again, we would like to mention our sponsors: Freedom Wireless, Bellacino's Pizza and Grinders, Grundy Auto Sales, Hurley IGA, Hurley Pharmacy, Express Print Pack and Ship, Hurley Community Pharmacy, CarQuest Auto Parts, Wooden Horse Grill, Buchanan Pharmacy Associates, Plaza Economy Drug, Buchanan General Hospital, Buchanan Therapy Services. If you would like to catch the show, you can listen to us each Friday evening on WMJD 100.7 on Grundy at 6 o'clock. From 6 to 7, and Lloyd Combs will take off after that, 7 o'clock kickoff, and he usually will have a local team from Buchanan County playing. You can also catch us on YouTube, just look up After the Whistle, and we have a podcast. You can download the podcast, take it with you at afterthewhistle.podomatic.com. That's afterthewhistle.podomatic.com, or you can visit us on Facebook at After the Whistle SWVA, and all of those links will be on there. All right, fellas, we're winding it down here. Any last parting shot? We got about 30 seconds. Anything?
No, good luck to all local teams.
Good luck to all the local teams. You don't have an
Come
opportunity.
down and buy you some bubble gum out of the gumball machine at Bellacino's. It's the only way I'm getting paid, boys.
The way he's gonna get paid. All right, until next time, then, Coach, I am Brian Moore,
Coach Tester.
Coach Krieger.
and practice is officially over.